We're gaming, folks, and this is such an exciting matchup in Top 64. BKC versus Triangles. Both of these players are excellent. BKC, I'm sure, needs no introduction. One of the best Pokemon singles players of all time, with a history in many generations, including Gen 3. The pioneer of the famous BKC Tyranitar. Triangles is one of my favorite players, another Gen 3 OU talent, and very creative team builder. I'm excited to see what these fellas have cooked up. We've got a Zaptar lead situation. And it's a Metagross entering on turn 1. Tyranitar revealed to be a physical variant. In comes Skarmory trying to establish a spike on whatever happens to come in, but Jirachi is a pretty good thing to have in. Unfortunately for BKC, takes a burn, but that's a pretty nice thief. That is a good thief. Stealing leftovers from what is probably a defensive Jirachi. BKC losing the important engine of Skarmory, though, basically. They're getting one spike. Triangles could easily have a Claydol or something here with Wish Jirachi, probably a, I would say, BKC Tar to complement that. Great Wish receiver, fits with more balancey teams. And in comes the Triangles Skarmory. And the Claydol, as I said, likely on such a defensively oriented looking team. Doesn't go for the spin though, frightened of a Giga Drain, or that was an HP Grass in fact. Skarmory thwarting that quickly. Establishing spikes, forgive me, we gotta do a bit of this. Allow me to also put it on fast speed, if you'll allow it. A bit of behind the scenes gaming. I'm sure we can forgive such actions. A spike on both sides of the field. Does BKC have a spin blocker? I wouldn't think so. Actually has a Claydol of his own. Now this is looking like a bit of a stalemate-y matchup. Does earn a rapid spin, but Triangles has the full health Skarmory. BKC not so fortunate. Not so fortunate. In comes Blissey. Very defensive team from Triangles here with Wish, Jirachi. Could actually be Calm-Eyed Wish or something like that, or Sub-CM with a Fire Punch, but did pretty little damage to Skarmory, so I feel like it's probably a defensive Jirachi. But defensive Jirachi plus Blissey is really, really defensive. And Milo. I mean, Triangles with a very defensive team. I'm a broken record, forgive me. Celebi is a good thing to have here. It's looking like BKC is going to struggle to make progress, and just the fact that Skarmory's burned on BKC's side is troublesome. That's no good. Leech Seed is not really that threatening to Triangles. Triangles can just keep switching and wear down Celebi's PP. Skarm can very easily just spike up here, and if Claydol dares to come in, probably earn a easy Toxic. BKC needs something good in the last slot. I would assume Tyranitar, but it could be anything. And it is Peck Zap. Nice thing to have, to be honest. That could break through with the support of Spikes. Could break through the Blissey. And BKC sacrifices the Spike to get, to be honest, a good amount of chip on Claydol. And does earn spin himself. Gets Ice Beamed though. But Claydol could chip all that back. Little bit of a stalemate situation. Skarmory protecting, of course. What's Blissey's health at? 95. I mean, this is pretty rough to... trying to... BKC was trying to catch the Blissey coming in with a Metagross. Maybe get a Mash Raise on the Skarm or Melodic switch-ins. That could be an opening. I like the idea, but Triangles just went for the heads-up spike instead. The dual packs are nice. Pressuring Blissey a little bit. You probably need to get another spike on the field, though, which is difficult when your Skarmory is burned and at 25%. I don't know if that's even possible. Perhaps the thief against the Jirachi was a risky move. I like it in a way, but it was unfortunate. Only 20% chance of burn. And if it happened to be like Thunderbolt or something, you wouldn't have been in much trouble, really. The Fire Punch burn has really ruined BKC. Almost feared an explosion would come down on that Protect. That would be a weird explosion, but still. Nice thing about when 3 spikes are up is that Metagross can sit on Skarmory and spam Meteor Mash. That was a nice crit to break through Skarm's health a little bit. BKC needed a break. I like that he went for Ice Beam instead of Surf, understanding the position. BKC needs an out. Wasn't the freeze, but it was the nice Earthquake in the face of Skarm, catching this Jirachi. No burn. Oh, that is just... That sucks. That's really unlucky. That was a beautiful play, the Earthquake on the Jirachi. I don't know if that was enough to recover from this really bad situation, but it was... I respect it a lot, like trying something. Going for the Hail Mary. And it paid off, and that was a really... 2 really poorly timed burns. Jirachi can be such a bastard sometimes. Tell you what. Darth Tyros is onto something. Those 20% burns and freezes can just destroy you. A last Mon Suicune could do the job. Maybe. But with Ice Beam, you probably don't have Sleep Talk, which might be what you need. Because a sleeping Suicune is vulnerable to Tyranitar punches or, you know, an explosion from Claydol. And BKC just calls it there. GG. But you do have another game ahead of you. We're going to put this one on hyper fast speed, if you don't mind. Or is that too fast? Actually, I can't even process what's happening. Let's do regular fast. Sorry about that. We'll get a Salamence exiting into a Blissey turn 1. Triangles with a Blissey of his own. Skarm on Blissey is a little dangerous. The freeze! And it's Armaldo. Okay. Does have knockoff. That's Charcoal Magneton. BKC, that is crazy. Charcoal Magneton, that's increases fire damage to HP fire against Forretress for a guaranteed KO. Forretress does have a chance to live that. Wow, this is just insane. What an insane series of events. A quadruple Protect? That is so unlikely to happen. Okay. I almost was about to go insane if the 5th Protect went off, but that is still pretty good for BKC. Make it up for the unfortunate luck elsewhere. Can you thaw out this Skarmory? That freeze really stinks. Oh, the Earthquake is such an epic play, but it... yeah, triangles representing going Metagross on the Rock Slide. BKC trying to catch it. It didn't happen that way. It wasn't like that. Now Blissey, he's already playing for the freeze chances. That's how you know it's dire straits. And it's a sub Armaldo? Okay, what? At least the Metagross is faster, but this Armaldo got another knockoff off. Can it fit coverage? No, it only has Rock Slide as a move. Okay. Trying to find opportunities for Skarm to Thor, but it's rough. At least you have Meta as the knockoff switch in. And we love Toxic Metagross as a good set. Are we gonna... True Skarm can come in here. Starmie can't stay. More... You thought, finally. You got your spike off. We love it. You've found the opportunities. You go Bliss, of course, on the Zap. Now you're in a decent spot, BKC. Could this be a comeback moment? You're down to be Parrot, I suppose. That means no T-Bolt on Blissey or Flamethrower or other such threatening options. Starmie is an annoying thing to see, of course, because it can ruin your life with the rapid spins. I'm assuming it's a bulky Starmie too with recover. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one to break. But BKC is stabilized. You got to figure, how do you get through this Starmie? And the thing about Starmie, defensive Starmie sets is actually they can be bad against Salamence. Even though Salamence is paralyzed, it can just take the paralyzed in this matchup and wall Starmie with its water resistance and powerful physical moves. BKC taking the option of accepting paralysis on 2 Pokemon. That's a little bit of an unfortunate full para there, but gets the roar that he needs, of course. Are we going to go for a protect? No, another roar. We get chip on Starmie. BKC playing it well. And that earned a little bit more chip heal on Skarmory. The Metagross has no leftovers, which is rough. Metagross has a finite lifespan, therefore. And the attack raise is not what you want to see. The miss is beautiful, though. We love the miss. As is the way of Pokemon. Whoa. Goes for a ballsy wish right there. And heals up Skarmory. That's great. But this Starmie is a little bit of a bastard, isn't it? The Toxic is good, it's forcing it out. The failure to re-spike is rough. That was an opportunity there to get another spike on the field, forcing Starmie out. Applying a bit more pressure, but as we know, it didn't happen like that. I know this game has taken a while. I think a reason for that is that neither player has brought sand. This is an example of how sand can speed up games, and I think honestly, if you're not a fan of long games, you should not bring a sandless team, because this can happen. If you bring a sandless team, you have to mentally prepare for something like this, a stalemate game where, especially the Starmie and the Blissey chip healing is so good for them. And Triangles can just repeatedly lure in this Metagross and slowly wear it down. Oh, this is nice, though. This Starmie is in a rough spot, to be honest. I thought you actually... Oh, this is good, too, because you can HP fly. I was thinking you Earthquake the Starmie there, but because he values the meta health, maybe Triangles goes for Surf, brings Medic too low. That's really good. You heal up the meta, actually. Wish support is paying dividends for BKC. And pretty free Metagross entry point. Triangles preempted it with their own Metagross. But alas. This is a battle of minds. A battle of wits. BKC recovered from that rough early game. The freeze on Skarmory. Managed to wish it up, stabilized pretty well. And a explosion. That's a bold choice, but Triangles in chat says, alright, I think I'm okay with that. Bit of a... That was a trade. So that makes our Maldo stronger for Triangles. And even Triangles Metagross of his own, but now BKC can establish spikes and there is no Rapid Spinner anymore. So, is Triangles going to try and catch the Skarmory coming in with a switch in? Oh! Subs on the Toxic. That's crazy. Okay, gets the spike. So, BKC accepting no leftovers on Skarm just to get this spike on the field. Okay, the Para Flinch is going to come in, but he gets the roar through. And you can wish this Skarmory back up. So, in a sandless game, when you got a wish supporter, getting knocked off isn't so bad in this spot. You probably just want the damn spike. Trying to get another one. You're too low now though. How do you wish your Scarm back up? Maybe you should have been careful there because you need to wish Scarm back up. Oh. And taking this mash on Salamence. Oh, that was actually a fortunate full power because I think this is banned Salamence. So he just disguised what he was locked into. Xtina in the chat says this is insane. I agree. See, the Scarm's too low to heal up now. I think Mash just KOs, actually. Does it, though? I don't know if Mash does 21 to Skarmory. I think it can. I don't necessarily want to tell the legend BKC what to do here, but I feel like staying with the Scarm against the Blissey an additional time, putting you now into range of meta Mash was maybe a mistake. Because if you can heal up the Scarm safely, you can get spikes, take advantage of the fact that there's no more Starmie. But I don't know what he's thinking. There's complexities going on here that might be beyond me. Of course. And this Swords Dance Armaldo is actually very threatening right now. It's going to Rock Slide. Oh, but Blissey faster and KOing with Toss. Because he positioned that well. That was a weird little situation. But and damn. You can at least get the second layer. I know the second layer isn't great, but BKC was probably intending to sack anyway to get the... It's probably unfortunate that Scarm didn't die, because look at all this chip heal Metagross got. Yeah. Now... And that's a forfeit. Yeah, that actually is unlucky that the Scarm didn't die, because it allowed Metagross multiple more turns to chip heal out of range of Dugtro's Earthquake. What a cursed game. But this team from Triangles was really cool. That was a longer game, folks. Forgive me if you've fallen asleep. But I thought it was a very interesting game. So much back and forth, so much... BKC was really bringing it back. But some unfortunate interactions at the end there. Triangles got the best of it. Even playing around the Armaldo with the... bringing it into toss range, that was beautiful. Damn. So BKC is out, folks. Triangles progresses. You hate to see a legend go out in such a manner, I suppose. But Triangles did play well too. This happens. You got to manage the probabilities and whatnot. Anyway, thank you very much for playing, BKC. Appreciate it. Triangles, congratulations. Good luck in top 32. And thank you to some of the recent donors. We got a donation from Gold Mason. An additional one. Gold Mason's donated a lot. It says, 4 is my second favorite number. Thank you for the information. Ellie with $13.37 says, gaming. Thank you. I agree. And forgive me, folks, Green Cat Kid with a very long series of... Green Cat Kid has donated 4 instances of $20 with some sort of ongoing storyline. I'm going to have to... The year is 20BB. It was long discovered that the paradox Pokemon of Butterfree and Beedrill, Flutter Wings, and Iron Drills were in the Pokemon Emerald source code all along, ever since its first release in September 16, 2004. Both of which can be received after completing the Pokédex and traveling to the Viridian Island, which is said to be the birthplace of all Bug-type Pokemon. Some say it acted as a gateway to another dimension. From this point on, every ADVOU match now consists of nothing but Bug-type Pokemon, thanks to the buggy terrain set up by the Pokemon Flutter Wings. This is insane, said all ADVOU gamers. Thank you for that, Green Cat Kid. That's some... I didn't know about that little nugget of history. Now I've become more intelligent and more knowledgeable. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the generous donation and the little story. See you, folks.